Hey y'all, I'm 8625 back with another video. Trying to do a little bit of stats this time. Since everybody wants to say I'm a modder, since my stats are maxed out, been that way since level 120 or before. But let's go ahead and switch to my new character to let y'all meet the new inmate. I've decided to call her Delphina after Dolph. So as you can see, that's not the actual stats. I'm not going to sit there and lie to y'all. It's just the glitched stats from the GTA wants to give you. Go ahead and get her loaded in and we'll cover some stuff here. Pretty much, it's a lot of stuff is self-explanatory. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure most of it out, but for a lot of your health and stamina all comes from just basically running around. It's about all you can do. You just run. It's boring, it's tedious, it sucks, but it's about the only way you're going to build your stamina up. I know a few other things you could probably do might help, but we'll get to those later. Right now we'll work on check out your stealth. I know it's a lot of people it's hard to work on, but an easy way to do your stealth is to click your left analog stick and put a rubber band around your both your analog sticks and just set your controller down. It's going to take a while, but about every 45 minutes to an hour it'll level your character up. So that's basically how I built my stealth up on both characters. You just click the left analog stick, put your character in stealth mode, put a rubber band around them, and walk away. Because if you don't, you get dizzy as hell. But anyways, driving, it's pretty well self-explanatory. It's one of those you drive to build your driving skill up. It's, not that hard. You jump in there, yeah, awesome, steal a car, take off. Everybody knows how to drive, so we'll just go ahead and move on to the next little portion. Your lung capacity. It's actually really easy. Just try to jump off and do a dive. It kind of gives you a little boost for your stamina and your lung capacity. You just stay underwater until it starts flashing red, and then swim to the top, get your air, climb back up the pier, jump off again. It helps to kind of climb up, run around, and jump back off. And then you can swim around till your air runs out, and pull back up, and do it over and over and over. It's tedious, it sucks, but it works. It's an effective method. Another way with your stamina and your strength. Good way for your strength is while you're sitting there running around town. If you just happen to see folks standing around, go ahead and pop them in the mouth one good time. Get you some fights started up. You can also do some captures. There have been some captures I've found that it has a computer characters in it, and they continue to respawn. They don't have weapons, and you can just continue to just beat them up over and over and over again. If you have a friend that's willing to sit through it or maybe you got a friend that want to help you do it. Another stat you can work on when you're out fighting folks is because the cops are inevitable. So if you're not constantly in street fights with other people, you can always take on the cops. Of course, I chose the worst time possible to take on the cops because I have no ammunition. So, but, you know, hey, I got a pistol. If I can get my pistol up. There we go. Just shoot your cops. You know, that always helps. You know, go to shooting range. You know, survivals. You know, anything that has to do with shooting will get your shooting up. I mean, it's another one that's pretty self-explanatory too. But as you can see, you know, shooting the cops does help build your stamina or your shooting up. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to flying. The best way I found to do flying, other than flying school, because you know you get to a point in that it just pisses you off and you want to throw your controller, and just get you a plane. It's better to find one that has the landing gear that go up and down. That way you can lift your landing gear. This was all I could find, so it was what I ran with. Just fly it, land it, get out, get back in, take back off again, and just basically a bunch of landing and flying. Landing really helps when you can, you know, have the time to want to do that. Other than that, you know, get you a buzzard and hover around town. You know, get up, and it's about the only ways you're going to get your flying up. And it's one of those long, tedious stats that you're not going. There's not a quick way to get your flying up. It's just you're just going to have to do it. So I think I've just about covered everything. You got your stamina, shooting, flying, driving, lung capacity. Other than your mental state, which, you know, everybody knows that you can just go ham on everything, and there you go. You know, mental stability is rising. But yeah, just the only ones that's really got a quick way to do it is if you just grind like your lung capacity, go down to the piers, jump off, swim around, stay under until your air runs out, come back up, do it all over again. Just, you know, wash, rinse, and repeat, baby. But your stamina and your strength, and actually I guess your mental stability, if you want to look at it that way, can all be worked on while you're running around. Your stamina, you know, you're running while you're running. Your strength, you're sitting there punching people, kicking them, you getting your fights going on like that. And then, you know, at that point where you have to, you know, draw pistols, you got your guns to work on your shooting while you're doing all that. So I mean, it's, you know, kind of a fun way to get it all worked up. So as y'all can see, I got, you know, what the stamina built up, the shooting leveled up again for me. I got stealth all the way up, so there ain't nothing else I can do with it. But you know, as for strength, it's always, you know, a useful tool. But that's about the gist of it, y'all. You do races for your driving and drive around town. Try not to hit anything. That's the biggest thing, is if you can drive the car and not hit stuff, then that will help raise your driving stats faster. But for the rest, I like doing the little triple threat with the stamina and strength, and then of course, you know, the shooting when the cops end up getting on you if you don't decide to continue working on your strength or your stamina and run away from them and hide from the cops. I mean, there's always that. And you get your RP on top of that for losing the cops. So it's whatever you really want to do. You know, you grown folks and you independent minds. You do what you want to do and how you want to do it. I'm just here to kind of give you a helping hand to raise your stats, so you too can get your stats full. Speaking of the devil. So, anyways, it's just trying to give you some helping tips. And no, I'm not a modder. So everybody keeps sending me messages talking about why my stats maxed out. I gotta have a modded account. Da 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 da. It's not, folks. It's just that's how I did it. I grinded on my stats, and that's how it was, folks. So y'all have a good evening. It's Inmate signing out. Keep it tight.